You're listening to Nocturnal Transmissions. Tonight's story is called Unit 247. What you're about to hear was sent to us 3 months ago by a user who called themselves Auction Hunter 91. They claim to be a regular buyer of abandoned storage units, those sold off when renters stop paying. It's usually mundane stuff, old furniture, boxes of clothes, sometimes valuable antiques. This was not mundane. The account that sent us this story has since been deleted. We've had no contact with the original poster, but before they vanished, they sent us a series of photographs. We can't show you those photographs. Here is their story. My name's irrelevant. What matters is what I do, or did, for a living. I've been buying storage units at auction for about 6 years. It started as a side hustle, turned into something that paid the bills. The process is simple. When someone stops paying rent on their unit, the facility auctions off the contents. You bid blind. They open the door. You get maybe 5 minutes to peek inside from the entrance. Then you bid. No touching, no digging. You buy it sight unseen. Most of the time, it's junk, but every once in a while, you find something worth the gamble. Unit 247 was in a facility off Route 9, just outside Bakersfield. Small operation, maybe 40 units total. The auction was on a Saturday morning in early March, one of those California days where it's cold in the shade and blistering in the sun. There were maybe 8 of us bidding that day. Regulars, mostly. People I'd seen at a dozen other auctions. Unit 247 was the last one up for bid. When the facility manager rolled up the door, I knew immediately this one was different. It was organized. See, most abandoned units are chaos. People stop paying because their lives fell apart. Divorce, death, eviction. They throw things in, stop caring. But Unit 247 was pristine. Boxes stacked neatly, labeled in black marker, furniture wrapped in plastic, a small bookshelf against one wall, a filing cabinet, and in the back corner, a folding table with a computer setup, old desktop tower, a CRT monitor from the early 2000s, keyboard, mouse, all coated in a thin layer of dust. The facility manager gave us the standard spiel. Contents sold as is. Winning bidder has 48 hours to clear it out. Starting bid is $50. I got it for $220. I came back that evening with my truck. The facility manager let me in, gave me the code to the unit, and left. Most of these places are 24-hour access once you've paid. I prefer working alone anyway. Fewer questions about what I'm taking. The unit had that smell. You know the one. Stale air, cardboard, something faintly chemical. I pulled my truck up close, opened the unit, and started loading boxes. Most of it was exactly what you'd expect. Clothes, kitchen supplies, books, hundreds of books, all on computer programming and electrical engineering. A few boxes of old cables and hard drives. Then I got to the filing cabinet. It was locked, but the lock was cheap. I pried it open with a screwdriver. Inside were 3 drawers, all filled with hanging folders, tax documents, utility bills, medical records. The name on everything was Dr. Alan Corbett. The bills were all from 2004 to 2006. The address listed was local, about 15 miles from the storage facility. I Googled the name later. Nothing came up. No social media, no obituary, no professional listings. Like he'd never existed. The second drawer had something different. Photographs, hundreds of them, printed on photo paper, stuffed into manila envelopes. No dates, no labels. I opened the first envelope. The photos were all of the same room. A small bedroom, single bed, nightstand, one window with blinds drawn, bare walls, dim lighting. Each photo was taken from the same angle, like the camera was mounted in the corner of the ceiling. In every photo, there was a person in the bed, a woman, asleep, different positions, different times. The light through the blinds shifted slightly in each one, suggesting they were taken over the course of days, maybe weeks. Her face was turned away in most of them, but in a few, you could see her features. Mid-30s, maybe. Dark hair. Peaceful expression. I felt sick looking at them. I opened the second envelope. Same room. Same woman. But now she was sitting up in bed, eyes open, staring directly at the camera. Her expression wasn't fear. It wasn't anger. It was blank, like she was looking at nothing. The third envelope. The photos were taken from inside the room now. Close-ups. The woman's face. Her hands. The back of her head. One photo showed her standing at the window, her hand on the blinds, like she was about to open them. The angle suggested the camera was inches behind her. I should have stopped. I should have called the police right then, but I kept going. The third drawer of the filing cabinet had one item, a Sony Handycam, old model, the kind that recorded to mini DV tapes. There was a tape inside. I don't know why I took it home. Maybe I thought I'd find something that made sense of the photos. Maybe I was stupid. Probably both. I didn't watch the tape that night. I got home late, unloaded the truck, and passed out. The next day, I spent the morning pricing items, taking photos for eBay listings. Normal routine. I kept the filing cabinet in my garage. I told myself I'd deal with it later, but that night, I couldn't stop thinking about the camera. I dug out my old mini DV player from a box in my closet, hooked it up to my TV, put the tape in. The video started, black screen for about 10 seconds. Then the image appeared. It was the same bedroom from the photos, same angle, mounted camera in the corner, timestamp in the bottom right. March 17, 2006, 2:14 a.m. The woman was asleep in the bed. Nothing happened for a long time. Maybe 2 minutes of footage, just her breathing, the faint sound of traffic outside. Then she stirred, rolled over, opened her eyes. She sat up slowly, stared at the camera, and smiled. The video cut to black. When the image returned, the timestamp had jumped forward. March 17, 2006, 4:52 a.m. The room was empty, bed unmade, door open. The camera angle shifted. Someone had picked it up. The video became handheld footage, moving through a hallway. Dark. The only light was from the camera's built-in lamp. Breathing. Heavy breathing behind the camera. The footage moved into a living room. Small. Cluttered. Then into a kitchen. The camera turned toward a window. A face was pressed against the glass from outside. The woman. Eyes wide. Mouth open. Not screaming. Just open. Like her jaw was unhinged. The camera dropped. The image spun. Ceiling, floor, a glimpse of legs running, muffled sounds, a door slamming, then static. The tape ended. I sat there for a long time. My living room felt too big, too many windows. I Googled the address from Dr. Corbett's bills. It pulled up a street view from 2012. The house was gone. Empty lot. Overgrown weeds. I went back to the storage unit the next day. I had to know if there was more. The facility was nearly empty on a Sunday afternoon. I parked, walked to unit 247, punched in the code. The door was already open, not rolled up, just unlatched, like someone had left in a hurry. I stepped inside. Everything I'd left behind was still there. The filing cabinet, the table with the computer. But something was wrong. The computer was on. The CRT monitor glowed faintly in the dim unit. I hadn't touched it. There was no power outlet nearby. I checked when I first cleared the space. I walked closer. The screen showed a desktop, Windows XP, default blue background, and a folder open in the center. It was labeled Unit 247. Inside the folder were video files, hundreds of them, dated from 2004 to 2006, and one file dated 3 days ago, March 14, 2024, 8:47 p.m. The timestamp of when I first opened the unit. My hands were shaking. I moved the mouse, clicked the file, It was footage from inside the unit. Same camera angle as the bedroom videos. Mounted high, looking down. It showed me walking in, opening boxes, prying open the filing cabinet. The video continued. I watched myself find the envelopes, watched myself open them, watched my face change as I looked at the photos. Then the camera zoomed in, not digitally, physically, like someone was standing behind it, adjusting a lens. It zoomed in on my face, close enough to see my eyes widen. And in the black reflection of the monitor in the video, I saw her, standing behind me in the unit. I spun around. Nothing. I looked back at the monitor. The video had changed. It was now showing live footage. The camera was pointed at the door of the unit, at me, standing there, staring at the screen. And then I heard it, behind me. 3 knocks, slow, deliberate, on the metal wall of the unit. I ran. I didn't close the door. I didn't look back. I got in my truck and I drove. I haven't been back to the unit. I forfeited my deposit. I don't care. But here's the thing I can't explain. 2 nights ago, I was falling asleep in my apartment. My laptop was closed on my desk. My phone was charging across the room, and I heard the fan on my laptop start to run. I opened it. The screen was on. A folder was open. It was labeled, "Your apartment." Inside were video files, dozens of them, all dated from the past 3 days. I haven't opened them. I don't think I can. But every night, when I'm trying to sleep, I hear it. 3 knocks on my bedroom wall. And I know she's not in the videos anymore. She's making them. The user, Auction Hunter 91, sent us this story on March 18, 2024. We reached out for follow-up questions. They never responded. We did some digging. A storage facility off Route 9 near Bakersfield does exist. We called them. They confirmed a unit was auctioned in mid-March. But according to their records, Unit 247 has never existed at that location. The photographs Auction Hunter 91 claimed to send us, we never received them. Our inbox shows no attachments, just the text of the story. But when we checked the metadata on the email, the message was sent from an IP address registered to a residential location in Bakersfield, the same address listed on Dr. Alan Corbett's utility bills. The house that became an empty lot in 2012. If you see a storage unit labeled 247, don't bid on it. If you have a story, something you can't explain, something that won't let you sleep, share it with us in the comments below. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more tales from the places the internet forgot. Good night, and check your webcam.